Hey, my friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited for this video. Okay, so first, if you're new here, my name is Gena, and I'm the creative behind creating Daydream here on YouTube as well as on Instagram. The one and only Kelly Banks Creative, she did a digital collection called Once Upon a Theme Park, and it was so well loved that she decided to turn some of those pieces into actual physical ephemera, and today I'm going to share 4 of those packages with you. There's 4 total, and I am obsessed with these. So I don't know if I've shared this, but I'm Southern California girl, born and raised. So I was blessed enough as a child to get to go to Disneyland with my parents, and then growing up with friends and boyfriends, and there were grad nights down there, and then with my husband and I got season passes when our daughter was young. We have friends that work for Disney, so we're able to go for free, and we just have so many memories. So this set is amazing. I should say these sets because all 4 sets are amazing. And if you haven't been to Disneyland or Disney World and you're thinking about going, this would be a perfect set or sets to pick up to prepare and to scrapbook or just make paper crafting memories, which is something that I have an idea to do. I have lots of photos, but I have another idea. What I'm showing you here is this pack has these little squares. They measure at about 1 3/4 of an inch by 1 3/4, and then these are almost 2 inches by about 1 1/2, and those are little replicas of fast passes. So we've got fast passes. We have little graph labels. We have the squares, which represents, that one represents It's a Small World. There's journaling bits, and I went and counted those out, and I believe there's about 10. That's the Skyway, which is in another pack, and some of you might not even know what the Skyway is, which is nuts. And there is just so much goodness and nostalgia, and this is one of my favorite pieces. That's a Snow White piece that says, "Remember, you're the one who can fill the world with sunshine." And I was talking to Kelly today, actually just texting her saying, oh, I would love to have all the princesses, but I know it's a lot of work, but I'm so stinking excited about this set. I want all the things. So that's me saying it's a tiki room. And here is a ticket. So in the old days, the 70s, maybe the 80s, I'm not sure when they took it away, Disneyland used to have you buy a ticket book. So not only did you have a ticket to get in the park, you had a booklet of tickets that were for various rides. So it was an A through E ticket book, and every ride required a ticket from what I remember. And the A tickets were for the kiddie rides, say a Carousel, and the E tickets were for Matterhorn and Space Mountain. And I believe when these tickets were around, there was no Thunder Mountain. So Disney was a lot smaller, but it's still just has so much nostalgia. And these ephemera packs, they look kind of vintagey too, so that's just another cool thing about them. Okay, so I sped you up. This is the first pack that I opened, and I realized once I showed all the pieces, it would be cool to lay them all out, and that's how I do the next 3 packs. But you've seen them, so I just wanted to speed this up but still leave this in because it looks pretty cool to have them all laid out. And I was going through and trying to count them, and there's about 45 pieces in this particular ephemera pack, and there's about 10 squares, 12 fast passes, 9 journaling bits, 12 graph labels, and then the 1 big ticket. And I'm almost certain that's correct, but don't quote me on that. But as you can see, it's loaded, and just such a super fun pack. Again, super excited. Okay, so I left this in here just to show you how I repackage stuff. If you put all your ephemera pieces back on the backing that it came in and then put it into your little cellophane bag, it will keep everything facing forward. So there's just a little tip. Okay, next up we are jumping into Frontierland and Tomorrowland. So Frontierland is probably one of my favorite, if not my favorite land to walk into, because you totally feel like you're walking back into a frontier, like the old Western days and things that would be going on during that time. And then Tomorrowland is the complete opposite, which is the future and futuristic things, which I'm interested to see how much more futuristic they can get, because they're going to have to probably replace things, because I feel like the future's now. Like, we're in the year 2022, so that's a little bit wild. Okay, as I'm laying these out, I'll share some fun facts with you. The little yellow, blue, and red buckets with the purple lids on them, those are actually hanging on wires. And at Disneyland, that used to be called the Skyway, and it overlooked Disney. And unfortunately, they had to take it out because there was some accidents with people that just got a little too wild up there. But that's an old school ride. And then at the very top up there on the white card with the blue and the purple lids, that's the People Mover. And that was at Disneyland for a long time. Kelly says it's still at Disney World, but that was one of my favorite rides. It was just a very calming, like, cool ride to go through all these various things in Tomorrowland. And then we have the Carousel of Progress. That's like the big building that you get in and sit, and it's like a theater, and it moves you around and shows you like all these things that have happened in the past and all the things that are happening in the future. That's what the gears are for. And then obviously we have Frontierland and Thunder Mountain. And I can remember being there at a young age, and they had Thunder Mountain building. So that's really going to age me. But Thunder Mountain went in 1979. So that's such a long time ago now. But it was such a awesome thing to like see a ride get built. And then obviously it's one of the best rides at Disneyland. So here's just some more little pieces, little remnants of what's inside Thunder Mountain, little remnants of what's over in Frontierland. Like little dynamite things. There's the People Mover, like I said. I think the People Mover for like adults was the ride you go and get on when you're tired, and for the kids when you're young, you're like, I do not want to go on the People Mover. It's just not for me. And that's just like the Carousel of Progress that like is a theater. Nobody wants to go on that as a kid, but as an adult, it becomes interesting. So here's the submarine ride, which I think is now called the Nemo ride, hence the little Dory in there. We have Space Mountain and the Rockets, which I never did well on the Rockets. That's the rocket ride right there. The rockets spin around that, which I think I might have that upside down. The little car speedway, and just lots of other cool things. I love the Frontierland banner because, like I said, Frontierland's one of my favorite lands to walk in, because as soon as you walk under that banner, you're like transported into a frontier. So this wraps up Frontierland and Tomorrowland. Okay, next up, we're jumping straight into Main Street, USA and New Orleans Square. And right out of the gate, we're getting the beautiful, really unique buildings of Main Street. That is the haunted house up there in the right-hand corner. There's always churros by the haunted house, so I put that next to it. I'm sure they're all over the park. There's fireworks, which if you have never seen a fireworks show at Disney, it is worth sticking around for, so plan that out. Kelly made some of the treats at Disneyland, and I was looking it up, and there's over 99 places to eat at just Disneyland. And I know people that go down there that have season passes, and they just go and find all the unique foods, because there's different stuff that comes out different times a year. So that's one of the really cool things. I just showed you one of the gravestones that's out in front of the haunted house, and if you've ever read those are really funny. And Kelly did a phenomenal job with them. She made her own gravestones that one will say like, here lies my old scissors, or here lies my glue stick, here lies my sewing machine, here lies my old lashes, I only had eyes for you. Like, really cute things. Sorry, I don't have my glasses on, so I can't read the smaller part, but there's just, again, so many cute things. The little picture up in the right-hand corner, that's inside the haunted house. That's a replica of like the pictures that when you're in the elevator that stretch down, which are kind of eerie. And then we have one of my favorite rides at Disneyland ever is Pirates of the Caribbean. It's a nice long ride, and there's so much that went into that. She has lanterns that are up by the haunted house. She has stuff that's inside the Pirates of the Caribbean. And fun fact, when Walt Disney was building the Pirates of the Caribbean, he initially was going to make it as a walk-through experience. And I'm so glad he changed his mind and made it an actual ride with a boat. And then I believe she has a Club 33 in here. That could be somewhere else, but Club 33 is a place at Disney. It was the only place for the longest time that you could drink alcohol. So there's an actual club that, one, you can go up and drink alcohol, and two, you can like stay in and dance at. And then inside the Pirates of the Caribbean, there's a awesome restaurant. If you've been to Disneyland, you can see people eating that. So that's a cool thing. There's just so much you can do. So if you live in California or going to Disney, make sure you go and like research the things you can do, because there's a lot. And same thing for Walt Disney World. We went to Walt Disney World for 7 days and didn't even see half of it. So anyways, let me pack this one up and let's jump into the next. Okay, we saved the best for last. This is Fantasyland and Adventureland. So if you enter Fantasyland through Main Street, you have to go through Sleeping Beauty's castle, which is always such an iconic thing. There's usually princesses hanging around out there, so that's a really cool thing. And then Adventureland, I sometimes get Adventureland confused with Frontierland because they're a lot alike, but Adventureland has like the really cool Jungle Cruise in it. It has now the Indiana Jones ride. So this is a neat mixture. Sorry, some of the die cuts are off frame. That carousel right there, that was one of the first rides at Disneyland, and when I went with my family, those little yellow ovals on there, those are mirrors. And my dad took a picture of us in the reflection of the mirror, which is really, really cool. I need to try to find that. But there's the Storybook, which is the little ride that is called, I don't know, I can't think of it. There's the animals from the Jungle Cruise. There are the banners that lead into Sleeping Beauty's castle and that are around Sleeping Beauty's castle. If you've ever seen the princes down there, there's the iconic Small World, which I think is the most well-known thing at Disneyland. The Small World, if you've never been there at Christmas, completely transforms everything. They light up the Small World from the outside, and all the little people singing in the Small World, they're all dressed up. They show all the different things that all the different countries do for Christmas, so it's a really cool thing. There's some of the tikis, because this is where you go into the tiki room, and that's another one that, like, you don't want to be in the tiki room when you're a kid. Which is funny. There's a Toad for Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, which, if you think about it, that's actually a very scary ride as a kid. I'm surprised that they could get away with putting that in there. But that wraps up package 4. Fantasyland and Adventureland, and here is all 4 packs. I took out some of the bigger pieces so I could show the names at the top, but I am in love with this. And fun fact, my last little fun fact, I love Disneyland so much that my husband and I walked in to the music from the Main Street Electrical Parade at our wedding, and then he got to play the ESPN theme song music. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you run to Kelly Bang's shop and pick up these die cuts. I will link her below, and I hope that you have a wonderful and happy day. Bye-bye.